Hey everyone, it's Patch 3.23 Affliction, and today I just want to do a video that's going to talk about my plans for the upcoming league. Today I want to talk about what I'm going to be doing for the first week and what you can expect out of me, and I want to talk about my loot filter and how you can get it for yourself for the upcoming league. So first, let's talk about what my plans are going to be. I'm going to be playing Allie, and I'm very excited to do so as I haven't played Allie in about 1 or so years by now. It's been, I think, 4 leagues. Last time I touched, I think, was in 319, and it's been a build I've really enjoyed. I've played it, I think, at this point, probably 6-7 times across all my time in PoE. It's always been something that I've always loved to come back to either just play it as a league starter or something that I use for specialized reasons, such as sim farming or sim bossing. The reason I'm picking it for this league is that I like a lot of the new minion builds that are going to be upcoming. For example, I really like the new animated guardian, and I know I'm going to throw quite a lot of money at that build specifically to try and make it work. I'm excited for the new specters. I'm really hoping that the specters are going to be good and that we're going to finally have a chance to play a specter build and for it to not feel bad. As right now, syndicate operatives are basically the only good specter, and I think at this point everyone's tired of playing those. There's also some other very exciting builds I'm interested in on which, for example, I'm interested to potentially try Cast on Crit Hex Blast or Cast on Crit Lightning Conduit to see if those have any merit to them. But I think for me, this is going to be a league of discovery and a league of me trying out a lot of builds. And if anything sticks, I'm going to make some videos on. I know there's going to be one build that I'm guarantee making a build guide on. This was something that I played in Ancestor for a few days and I absolutely loved it, but I kept crashing my game. So we're going to have to unfortunately fix that little problem of the build was just too good. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to keep it a secret for now. If you know what it is, you know what to expect, but it's only gotten better this league and I'm going to be very excited to share with everyone. I think it's going to be a build that everyone's going to enjoy playing. Other than that, I'm interested in trying out Ultimatum and seeing how Ultimatum does. I'm going to basically throw it in every single one of my farming strategies for the most part. And I'm excited to try Abyss farming this league, as Abyss farming with the new Warden of Maj looks very interesting, as I think Abyss uniques are going to be worth quite a lot of money. And I've always been meaning to actually just try out a full strategy that revolves around farming abysses and hope for liches. But I don't think I'm going to go that far with it. I think I'll just incorporate into some strategies and see how it goes. And maybe from there, we could do a full on abyss farming strategy. We'll see how that goes. Other than that, I think it's just going to be a really fun league. I think there's going to be quite a lot of different builds that are going to be viable. And I'm interested to see what people come up with. And I'm interested to see what is going to stick and how the meta is going to shift. The last thing I want to talk about is going to be my loot filter. Quite a lot of people ask for it and a lot of people like it. And I do this pretty much every league at this point. So I want to talk about how you can get a hold of it yourself and how you can modify it for whatever needs you have. In the description below, there will be 2 links. One will be to my profile where you can just click the follow button on my loot filter and then you'll have it automatically be downloaded for you in game. And then every time I make a change to my loot filter, it'll be automatically updated to your loot filter. So it's a click and forget about it. You'll just have exactly what I see at all times. I do want to give you a massive disclaimer that I change my loot filter a lot. I start with my filter as a decently strict filter, and then I keep making it stricter and stricter and stricter as the league goes. I have a lot of things that most people would kind of question why they're hidden, but personally for me, I do not want to pick up anything that I know will never sell, and I try to make it as efficient as possible. So if you want a very efficient mapping filter that'll basically cut all the bullshit out of your filter for you and only show you things that you're either going to actually most likely bother to sell or things that are actually worth your time to sell, that's what my filter offers for you. Some examples of things that are not going to show on my filter, for example, vendors gambles are just a waste of your time. Most of the uniques from bosses, as they share bases with items that drop in maps, and other things such as 1 stack of most splinters, which you're never going to actually either sell or never going to actually bother to collect a full set of splinters to make the big item that's actually going to be worth selling. Things like that. I just cut all the bullshit out and I just only show you items that you're either going to have a very easy time bulk selling together or items that are going to be very easy to liquidate in mass or on their own. Now, if you want to change this up and make it your own, there'll also be a second link in the description for a Filter Blade link where you can come to Filter Blade here and get yourself an exact one-to-one copy of my filter that you can change as much as you want, and you can simply choose to add or remove whatever you'd like. One thing I do want to mention about this is going to be the leveling section. So people have kept asking me, Allie, do you have a leveling filter for X build? Do you have a leveling filter for Y build? Typically, I don't bother with leveling filters, and I don't make filters that are super in depth for leveling. but I do try to make a filter that's at least somewhat useful for the current build I'm playing. So for example, what I've done this league is since I'm playing Arcali and I want wands, I've turned on the personal item progression for wands on so I can see wands as I level through the axe. I've also gone and turned on all the summoner gear while also turning off things such as quivers or things that might not really be interesting for me, such as bows, which I know I'm not going to use. What you can do to make this filter good for you and for whatever you're leveling is very simple. And I just quickly want to walk you through the steps if you want to use my filter, but you want the leveling section to be for a different build. All you have to do is just come down to the campaign section. Then you're going to go to rare items and just simply turn on whatever you need. Let's say you're playing a bow build, just turn on the bows and the quivers, and then you'll be good to go. You can also go over to the item progression and instead of wands, swap it over to bows. And this way you'll see bows on the ground as you level that you can pick up and throw an essence at or a transmute to potentially give you upgrades or to use in the vendor recipe system. Lastly, and this is going to be the most important section, is going to be the custom linked item rules. This can simply just be found under the colors and links section, the campaign section, and then under the custom linked item rules. Here, you can make it so specific sets of linked colors get highlighted. And for me, they're going to show up in a bright green. For me and for my build, since I'm playing Arcali, these are going to be all of the important colors that I care about. I'm going to care about red, blue, blue, as that is going to be my main 3-link. I'm going to care about red, blue, 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 as that's going to be my main 4-link. I want red, green, green, because that's going to be very important for shield slam, and I want to get a shield slam 3-link so I can go through the axe as fast as possible. Quadruple blue, because it's going to be an important link for my Arcanist brand and my debuffs. And blue, red, red as a 3-link for my Wrath and my Divine Blessing. This is really simple to set up for whatever build you're playing. And I would really recommend to come into this section and just change this for whatever build you're playing if you want to use my filter but you're playing a different build. So for example, let's say you're playing Poison's Concoction, for example. You would remove all these and potentially add in green, green, blue, as that's a pretty decent 3-link for your Poison's Concoction. You might also want to add green, 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 blue, as that most likely is going to be your 4-link for Poison's Concoction. Let's say you also want a Shield Slam 3-link, so you might also choose to add in a red, green, green. You simply can just type in here whatever colors you want in any order you want. I can type, for example, green, blue, red, green, or instead I could do green, red, blue, green. It doesn't really matter. You can add whatever you want and all options will show in here. And then this way you can see specifically what you need for your filter. It's going to make it really, really nice to be able to just see the exact things that you need without seeing all the other bullshit to make sure you can always upgrade your gear and you can always run the gems that you actually needed. That's all I really have to say for this video. I just want to tell you on how you can manipulate the filter for whatever your needs are. If you just want to follow my exact filter, you can. I'm also telling you my plans and what you can expect out of me for this league. I think that Affliction is going to be very fun, and I'm looking forward to all of the fun builds that we're going to come up with, and I'm excited to play a lot of them. As always, I'll be streaming all this on Twitch, so if you want to come join me for League Start, I'll be more than happy to see you there. And other than that, I hope to see you cuties throughout the rest of the season, and I hope you enjoy all of the build guides and all the money makers that I come up with for the upcoming patch. Other than that, I'll see you cuties tomorrow, and enjoy your League Start.